Unit 14 Vocabulary. Amend. The school amended the dress code to something more feasible when the administration realized that it was not very pragmatic to try to enforce the no hoodies and no flip-flop rules. If a rule book gets amended, it gets updated to reflect new changes or is maintained to keep the rules as they are. Animosity. Eagles fans are known for their animosity for the Cowboys. It takes fortitude to wear a Cowboys jersey to an Eagles game because Cowboys fans get booed and harassed by the Eagles fans. Mark felt animosity from the guys he sat with at lunch. What happened between them? They alienated him and made him feel outcasted, or they were altruistic and invited him to sit with them. Antipathy. Sandra's antipathy for cold weather was relentless. When everyone else was enjoying a few days off from the blizzard, she was complaining loudly that she had to endure ice and snow. If you feel antipathy for something, you probably loathe the sight of it or probably can't wait to see it. Clemency. The judge decided to show clemency and let the defendant James off with just a warning and parole and no jail time. It was implausible that James would ever steal again because he had clearly learned his lesson from the judge's mercy. Someone who is magnanimous would likely show clemency for someone. True or false? Complacent. The Joneses were so wealthy that they became complacent. They never thought about the dangers of spending too much money on extraneous things, and they ended up so deeply in credit card debt that they could not pay. Someone who is relentless pursuing his or her dreams is complacent about achieving them. True or false? Defamation. The restaurant owner was shocked when an angry customer left an untrue online review saying that the restaurant was dirty and bug-infested. The owner believed the defamation would cause him to lose customers and cause the demise of his restaurant, so he sued the reviewer for spreading lies about his business. If you are accused of defamation, you spread gossip about someone or tell the truth. Disreputable. John felt anxious when he realized he'd left his phone in English class. That class was comprised of several disreputable students who wouldn't hesitate to steal someone's things. If people feel you are disreputable, they are more willing to trust you. True or false? Extirpate. For decades, scientists have tried to extirpate the smallpox virus. They hope with the proper vaccinations, one day they will quell this illness and it will become extinct worldwide. Which is an example of something which has been extirpated? A building which has been torn down by the city, or a new deck on your house? Inequity. The historical novel The Help depicts the racial inequities that occurred in the 1960s. The author hopes to scrutinize this time period so history never repeats itself. Someone who experiences inequity in the workplace has the same opportunities as everyone else. True or false? Quest. I went on a quest around my house to find my missing car keys. I searched the living room, the kitchen, and even the bathroom. Since I was so relentless, I eventually found them in my jacket pocket. If you go on a quest at Disneyland, you A. Search for the entire park until you find Mickey, your favorite character. B. Take pictures with all of the characters you bump into randomly. Reprehensible. Due to the reprehensible behavior of some students at Tartantime, new punitive rules were put in place for all students. Now you must be in a room for the entire lunch period. A reprehensible action during a test would be trying your best or copying someone's answers. Rescind. Amy was in a quandary. She first agreed to take Mark to the prom, but then decided she wanted to go with John instead. She was going to have to rescind her date with Mark. Poor Mark. If your parents rescind your cell phone privileges, they increase them or take them away. Suffice. The next 2 months should suffice to get all your work completed before summer vacation. However, if you become remiss with your work, you may have to go to summer school to finish the requirements. Suffice most nearly means to meet a need or purpose or to fall short of meeting a goal. Turbulent. The turbulent plane ride to Florida made half the senior class heading for Disney sick. The pilot explicated that the turbulence was due to the stormy weather in Orlando. An example of a turbulent music concert would be one where everyone was just singing and having a good time, or the police needed to be called because fights broke out. Xenophobia. Hilly has such strong xenophobia against African Americans that she makes her housemaids use an outside bathroom, convinced different races have diseases. Her implausible views display her ignorance. Which is the closest definition of xenophobia? Fear or hate of strangers or foreigners, or acceptance of strangers or foreigners? Those are your words for the week.